Hey, what's up everyone? You won't believe what happened this morning. Well, actually, you probably will, thankfully, given the fact that my subscribers understand this kind of thing. So, I'm going to just share first these 3 nickels that were just like this. They were laying right there next to my mama on the table. She said, I just got them out of my pocket, I think, at some point. And they were 64, 46, and 64. I looked at them and I was like, whoa. I said, that's 64. 1946. I mean, not 64. I was like, well, that's a 1946. And then 1964. And then another 1964. There were 3 nickels that had the same numbers, but in different orders. And that's kind of, and here's the thing, I was talking about synchronicities to her, and how in high school and elementary school, and how in elementary school I would help people out, and how I would always say, so-and-so happened at so-and-so time, and there was this particular astronomical event, and I kept saying, 10/21/06, 10/21/06, 10/21/06, something's going to happen, October 21st, 2006. And I said something's going to happen that day. Every time I would say something was going to happen regarding, and Mama said, remember how you always said things would happen regarding space and the sky, the stars were very large? And I stated that, and it happened. It happened on that exact date. I was so certain, and it did. It was a cold night in October, and she just mentioned that right after I found these nickels. And I was just talking about, before these nickels appeared, I was talking about how when I was a child, I talked about being psychic, or being aware, and being empathic, and being connected to the spirit realm, and being connected out there. And 1111 would always pop in my mind. And this was before I had some way, sorry, I was just outside, the fingernails are dirty. I was putting some lights in the ground, some more of those little solar lights in the ground, so my hands are dirtier again. But I just went into the room and found these nickels, so I had to share. I was just talking about 1111 and all of that. I was just talking about 1111 and the times that would pop into my mind, and I would always be focused on these synchronicity dates when I was growing up, and I would always focus on those particular dates. And right next to these nickels were these 2 2017 nickels. And to me, that's a lot of synchronicity right there. You've got 2 2017 nickels, and you have 2 1964 nickels and a 1946. Those are parallel numbers, the same of 2 numbers. And these are 1964 and 1946. 64, 46, 64. So, I just thought I would share this. My daddy had an experience this morning, and I'll share that in a separate video. He had an experience where these people were they were going to do something to his truck. He was in the middle of nowhere. He was resting, taking his break, and they were going to do something, and this being or creature, something they witnessed, scared them off. And I'll share that in a video. But these nickels, they appeared there. And since I was a child, I've always talked about number synchronicity. And a lot of people talk about angel numbers and synchronicity numbers and messages from God, messages from our higher consciousness, messages from the angels, and people are always talking about things like this. But these nickels appeared right as I was talking about it. They were there. They were just there, and it was right after another experience this morning. My mama had a couple of days ago. She just gave Daddy this the cat walked in the room. I didn't know what it was, but my mama, a couple of days ago, before Daddy went out, gave him this pepper spray gun because of that he actually gave us, but she felt like he needed it. She said, "You might need this. Here, take it." And he said, "Why? Like, why? I mean, don't you need it?" She said, "I think you need it more. You need it." And so he took it. And sure enough, people were trying to bother his truck this weekend. He grabbed that gun this week. Just yesterday, this morning, I mean, he grabbed the gun and the pepper spray gun, and he was ready to use it if needed. And he was in the middle of nowhere in this big light, and but this creature thing scared them off. Now, he was in Oklahoma. He was in the Choctaw Nation area. So he was in Native American Indian country. So there's a lot of beings around, and there are things also not just connected with me, but now that I've been alive, it's connected with them more. Now that I've been born, since I've been born. Another thing, my parents have always deeply respected the Native American Indians. The natives that were here, my parents have always deeply respected them. So have I. And who knows, maybe because they come to me because they know that that we all deeply respect them. And for the people that were here before us, before we were. And hey kitty. Cat's talking. She said hello. Anyway, she's so moody though. She just has her up and down moods. But I wanted to share this. Check out these nickels. And what happened this morning. And what's happening right now. And the next door dogs are barking. Sorry. But these experiences, I enjoy sharing them. I really enjoy sharing them. Something is trying to say something this week. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. But today, something is trying to speak. And there's been a lot going on. So that concludes this video. I just wanted to share, throughout my life, I've always had experiences. And it wasn't just like that I tried to be different. I knew that I talked about these abilities and these things that I had as a child. I talked about things that I shouldn't have known about. Let's just put it that way. Things that I should not have known about, I spoke about. And I confronted people and beings and things that seemed like spirits. And there was a little girl that, I guess, let's see, she was about, 7 or so, probably, and I was 9, I guess. And she talked to me very, very intelligently. And there was this place that you go. It was like a, those little things that have the roof over them on the playgrounds, and you just climb up the ladder and sit up in there, like a lookout place. Well, that's what this was like. And I sat up in there, and she was up. She said, well, actually, the reason why I went up there is because she said, "Come on up here." And I was like, okay. And I climbed up there, and she said, "You're different, aren't you? You feel different." And she just talked to me about all these different things. She said, this world is so horrible sometimes, and the people don't understand. The people don't get it. They don't get you. There's something greater going on. And I didn't think about that, but that was a messenger coming through as a little kid, a little child. And it's like she wasn't even there, really. Being a 7 or 8 year old or whatever, however old she was, I don't know. I was about 7. She was probably 9. So, I don't know. I can't remember now. I'm sorry. Maybe I got the ages wrong because I can't remember how old I was. I just know that I was in elementary school. Very young elementary school. And she spoke to me about all of these detailed things going on in this world. And about me. And what I was and my gifts and abilities and things. And just to help people out. And always be nice to people. And that it feels like you don't fit in this world. And that there's a greater purpose in things. And it was something so surreal that I'll never forget. And it was a message. And I don't know whether she was a spirit guide, a messenger. I don't know whether she was some sort of interdimensional messenger or an angel. I don't know if she was a spirit. Maybe she was a ghost or spirit. I don't know. Maybe she was something that manifested as a child to speak with me. Because when I got called back, when the class got called back, here's the thing. When the class got called back that day, they stated, "Come on, let's go back." And she said, well, you better go back. You better head on back. It started to rain. And she said, you better head on back. She didn't go with us. She did not go with us. She didn't follow the class back to the school. So, obviously, she was some sort of messenger that wasn't part of the class. Anyway, this is Synchronicity, and I thought I would share it. And after that experience my daddy had this morning, and after how my mama had that intuition to give him that pepper spray gun to take with him, and how these nickels appeared. Synchronicity. Synchronicity. There's something big going on, and there is something trying to say something, a message. And I'm just relaying that to all of you. My granny was highly in tune to all of this. My great-great-grandmother, or my great-grandmother, was Cherokee. She was Cherokee. Her mother was Cherokee. Her family was Cherokee. And they had Cherokee in them. And that's one thing that connects me highly to the Native American Indians. But anyway, I just wanted to share this, and I love you all so much. Peace and much love, and let us guide the light of this new world. Peace. I love you all so much. May the Lord bless us. My link's below if you'd like to help out. If you like my message, feel free to share. I love you so much. Peace. Bye.